Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 25th and final episode of the third season of Boku no Hero Academia. Now, last episode, we are introduced to the big three, which we're going to get much more into this episode, as well as a lot of villain stuff like Twice. Got to see get more into his character, which yeah, he seems to be a bit more of a complex character than I initially thought. And so it's nice that we kind of get a bit more into him. There's definitely some stuff to be done with that. As well as just showing some new villains, like the one with the mask. That's probably going to be important going forward. But yeah, definitely very much setting up for some stuff for the next season. Like, you can kind of tell that's laying some seeds for that. But yeah, we ended off with the big three being in the class, so let's see how things go with them. We already know that one of them has an interesting ability, so yeah. 3, 2, 1, play. Come on in. Nothing makes people seem more intimidating than having that angled shots where you only go as high as the mouth. Yeah, even though one of them's kind of short. I know, it's a pretty big moment. You get to see all three of the big three. I'm sure they all have very powerful quirks and are very skilled with them. Well, they only know one for sure, which is I'm not sure what you'd call that quirk. The object penetration quirk. No, it doesn't do it justice. The peekaboo quirk, that's what I'll call it. The peeping quirk. I mean, there's tons of names I could call it. I'm sure Mineta would trade quirks with them, is what I'm saying. I mean, you know, so far in this show, well, no, never mind. I was gonna say, so far in the show, we've had like a firebender, an earthbender, and an airbender, but we haven't had a waterbender. But then I remember Todoroki, you know, right there, can use ice, which is basically waterbending, so I guess he kind of counts for both, but I would like somebody that can just use water. You know, like a plot-relevant character. I mean, the mother could probably use ice quirk, but she's not really in the story. She only kind of exists for Todoroki's characterization. Unrivaled. Okay. Yes. So I get it, they're a big deal. Yes, yeah, someone's gonna pop off at that. Yes, I knew he'd appreciate that. Yeah, that guy. I bet he did well. Oh god. Uh, that's not what you do on TV. I'm sure we'll find out. Please do. I'm a GQ. Definitely an intimidating type. Is intimidation his quirk? What? Did they just become potatoes? Or is he just really stage fright? Okay. That's just terrifying. I didn't think he was... I didn't think that was the reason why he looked that way. I thought he was just a Bakugo type character, but I guess he's just really bad with being in front of people. I completely misjudged his character last episode. Auto. Please tell me more. I want to know where your quirk is. Wow. She doesn't have a lot of tact. She's gonna be a character to deal with. I'm sure he's happy to have you admire his balls. Oh god, this girl. Yeah, that's a good word for it. A natural airhead. Yes, it is, but, you know, nobody cares. You know, because it's a cute girl doing it to a guy. I was having enough of this. Man, I got quiet. Call and response. It's not an idol show. Yeah, there's a good reason for that. All three of you are quite the characters. Yeah. Not as energetic as, Hado. Yeah, his friends could tell where this was going. I mean, how would his quirk really work with fighting? I'm sure he's fine with it. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. Just keep your clothes on, that's all I ask. Okay. It's kind of a wallflower, isn't it? Yeah, but this not how it's gonna go. Some people definitely are, though. Ooh, that was a nice shot. That's great, just having her play with her horns, you know, in public. I want to see more of that scene. Now I want to play with her horns. Not a thing I wanted to do until now. Yeah, we're not gonna quit. We lose confidence. Oh, of course, he is a protagonist. He's got to jump forward. Go plus ultra, Deku. Yes. No, you're confusing me with Bakugo. Oh god, he's ready. Get hard. Sir, of course, the best translation of senpai. Ah, dude, what did I tell you? Uh... Momo, Kyoka, quick, follow his example. Okay, that's gonna be difficult to deal with. Bow chicka bow wow. uh, that's gonna be hard to fight. But I assume it's not a passive thing, so there's probably a limit to how much you can do that. That's just playing dirty, man. What? I mean, now that I think about it, yeah. I guess the clothes fall off him because he goes, you know, uh, not transparent. I don't know what the word is, but Because he can pass through objects, that includes the clothes. Oh, jeez. Well, he's not #1 for no reason. Yeah, that's... I think you could even beat up Todoroki, and that's saying something. Man, poor Momo. She looks like she really is in pain there. Come on, Todoroki. See what you got. Do it anyway. And just look how she's keeled over. How would you say that to our face, man? Is slipping really like the name of the quirk? But do we have to touch him? That dopey face is someone to take seriously, though. But can't he just make part of his body slippy? Or is it an all or nothing thing? He's a pretty smart kid, so... Ugh. That's not cool. Ooh. So he can't make his fist hard while part of his body isn't? Ugh. If so, that's really broken. Especially there's no visual indication about whether he's hard or soft. It's a really bad way to phrase these things. But you know what I mean. Ugh. Man, he's just wrecking them. Man, he has known him for a while. No wonder he's so familiar with him. At least I didn't have to see it. Yeah, it's not a fun training exercise. A fight between him and Toro would be interesting, just one-on-one. One person can't be touched, one person can't be seen. She really is cute, I like her. Permeation? Huh. Well, of course. That pouty face. And then your clothes fall off. What if you fell to the ground and just, you know, how do you get back up? Okay. Uh, I guess that answers that. Momo's very intrigued. It does, actually. It really does. Yeah, it does not seem fair. I mean... Oh, right, that makes sense, okay. Huh. Wow, I didn't... Well, that would be a difficult quirk to really master. Huh. Very interesting. Yeah, that's why it takes a lot of practice to be able to apply this easily and well. I noticed. Huh. I'll be honest, I kind of had my doubts when he was talking about how much work he put into him to this, but having him explain it, yeah, I definitely get it. Yes. uh, we're not worthy. Yeah, that's the biggest difference right there. You won't be babied as much. Yes, that's why we're here. uh, yeah, you don't want to be left behind, Todoroki. Thank you very much for your educational instruction. Those stomach punches were very enlightening. Yeah, you didn't serve any purpose. I mean, but I mean, Hado just kind of stood there and looked pretty, so she did a good job of that. Yes, I'm sure you can relate a little bit, Deku. Because he technically wasn't born with a strong quirk, he made it into one. Not just a walk-in, is just still a dopey character, but a very deep and interesting one. Uh, yeah. Very serious about this. Give me all your trash. I'll take it all. You might want to be careful with Mina's trash, though. Just to torment you. Yes, very inspirational. Indeed, just please just keep playing with your hair. All Might stuff is just too much. I doubt it. Yeah, my pair laptop. Don't need to be mean. As you should. Yeah, well, you know. I'm sure he could. Former sidekick. We know who that is? Oh, nice underboob. That's the character. Overhaul. Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah, there he is. Recognize that mask anywhere. It seems so. Did you hear that clip we just saw? Himiko! Other people whose names I don't know. Yes, the overhaul, the one and only. Can't wait to find out what his quirk is. To be continued in 4th season, right. So yeah, we got our confirmation that there is a 4th season. I was hoping we'd get to see that at the end, and it looks like we did, yeah. Definitely setting up for Overhaul to be a big thing with next season. With him joining up with the League of Villains and all that, so I'm sure we'll have dastardly plans in the near future. Midnight, you did not have enough screen time this season. Now that Mad Lady. Oh. I'll become your hero. I thank you for letting me know that. But you say coming soon, but how soon is soon? Because that means something very different depending on who says it. Anyway, that was the 25th and final episode of the 3rd season of My Hero Academia. And this was a pretty good season, I would say. Now, this season really was about pretty growing as characters. Yeah, I don't really know what to say because I kind of I get a lot of stuff mixed up in my head. What happened in third season? What happened in second season? Because I kind of simultaneously watch reactions to like season 2 as I'm watching season 3, so a lot of that gets mixed up in my head. But we had a lot of fun stuff this season, like the whole the provisional license exam thing, because that got us a bit of insight into Todoroki and him pretty much his whole thing with you know, Iyasu. Yeah, I think his name's Iyasu, the wind guy. Yeah, he basically had a backstory with him. He was somebody who pretty much was at about Todoroki's level, but they butted heads a lot. But he's not. But they kind of, I don't know, they kind of were able to work together near the end there. But the interesting thing about all that is because it really highlighted Todoroki's weaknesses, and he, for like the first time really in the series, he kind of fell behind in a serious way from the other students, not getting his provisional examination, provisional license. That's a pretty big deal because for the most part, even though he did not actually win, you know, the UA tournament or anything like that, he still has been pretty much high level for most of the series. So this is the first time he's really fell behind, and you know, that way. I think Bakugo also failed, so you know that sucks for him because he actually did win a UA Sports Festival and yet didn't get his provisional license, which is pretty funny because they have room to grow and hopefully they can do that in the near future. Todoroki at the very least is very determined to not stay falling behind. We also had the stuff with the training camp, which was great because we got to really try to develop the quirks themselves, not just become better with them, and it actually improved the quirk itself, which is definitely very important. And you get to see things like Bakugo's just exploding 1,000,000,000 miles into the air, and Todoroki, like I think Todoroki was like in boiling water or something, wasn't he? I think, or something like that. I don't kind of getting these mixed up in my head, but then you had Tokiyami sitting in the dark, constantly talking about revelry in the dark, which was great. And we got to see Himiko fighting, which was great because Himiko actually allowed Uraraka to have an opportunity to show off her combat skills she got in her internship because Himiko used that knife similar, so that was cool. And Himiko calling out Uraraka on her feelings for Deku, and Himiko just being the crazy girl that she is, sucking up blood from poor Uraraka. At least I think this stuff happened in season 3. Like I said, I'm not sure what happened when, really, but I think that was early season 3. You know, some stuff with Koda and his parents getting killed, which the big thing with that is that we really start to see some more people not be a big fan of heroes because Deku kind of grew up around people that want to be heroes and went to UA where everybody wants to be a hero, so he kind of took that as a natural thing. And with the only exception being villains who obviously hate heroes, because that goes without saying. But Koda was kind of the first person that wasn't a villain that didn't like heroes that Deku was exposed to, so that was pretty good at giving him some new perspective on that sort of thing. And the season also had All for One, which was a pretty big deal because he is like final boss pretty much for at least All Might's final boss. For Deku, Shigaraki might be more the final boss for him. But yeah, All Might was definitely a very, very powerful villain, so getting to see All Might take him on was definitely one of the highlights of the entire anime. Just very high-level fights, the big reveals about Shigaraki being what was her name? You know, All Might's you know, not successor, predecessor. He was like her grandchild or whatever, so that was a pretty big reveal. So that would mean All Might would have difficulty fighting him, but luckily Deku doesn't have that hang up because Deku doesn't have any religion there. So one of the many reasons why Deku is being set up to take down Shigaraki at the end of the series. And also throughout the course of the season, and even before the season, you had Bakugo, who was slowly but surely putting the pieces together, figuring out what the deal with Deku was and All Might and what their connection was. Because Deku got his powers from All Might. Deku gets told Bakugo a little bit about this, like very early season 1, and that seeds kind of hatched and grow throughout the series as Bakugo learned more and more. Eventually learned the complete story. Well, not the 100% complete story, but the most of it. And he pretty much said, hey, Deku, you got this power, you've made it your own, as you said, so let's fight. And they fought. And Bakugo was finally told pretty much everything, I think. So that's great, and that allowed them to actually become proper rivals instead of just... They became more positive rivals than negative ones, I guess is a good way to put it. So that was definitely a big step forward for their relationship. Let's see, what else? The cat's moving in the background. He does that sometimes. And Himiko actually showed up at the provisional license exam as well, which actually got some Deku blood. We haven't got really into what they plan on using that for specifically. We know that Himiko uses blood to shapeshift into the people whose blood who it originated from, but we don't know exactly what their plan is in regards to that, like what they're gonna do with that. What situation they're gonna pretend to be Deku in. Like, I'm curious exactly what the end game for that is. That's definitely something I'm very much interested in. And I just want to see more Himiko in general because she's a fun, crazy, cute girl. Let's see what else. It's really hard to remember everything that happened in a 25 episode series that you watched week to week, I'll be honest. But the Wild Wild Pussycats, I love them. I'm glad they showed up. Although it sucks that one of them lost their powers to All for One. But the Earthbending quirk was great. I love that a lot. And I also just loved that scene in general. They had to fight through all the golems to get to the actual training camp location. Because it's the first time we really got to see them all working together very well. Just some great teamwork between all of them. So that was really great to see as well. Again, I hope that happened in Season 3, but... Let's see... one thing I definitely don't think happened in Season 3 was the whole Mineta Midnight test thing that they did, where he had to try to... You know the thing I'm talking about, like when Deku and Bakugo took on All Might, like a couple students kept taking on the teacher? I definitely think that was Season 2, but I'll talk about it anyway. I love that a lot because Mineta hasn't really had much time to shine throughout the series, kind of been the butt of a lot of jokes, kind of the character you're meant to hate sort of a position, you know, some comic relief here and there. That's kind of what his position's been, so that was the first time Mineta really got to show what he could do, and actually won, like, took down the Great Midnight, so yeah, I really like that as well. Again, I don't think that was Season 3, but I like that anyway. What was Season 3, I think, was Mineta climbing the wall with the balls, saying Plus Ultra to see the women's side, and unfortunately it got wrecked by Koda and knocked over into the water, so that did kind of suck for him, I'll admit. But Koda got to see some pretty good sight there, like, we got a brief view of the girl's side, and it looked pretty good, like almost something you'd only get to see in fan art, so getting to see that in the show itself was pretty good, like, especially Mina, like, that glorious meekness. But, yeah. Let's see, what else? Anything else I want to touch on? I mean, the stuff between All Might and All for One was always pretty great, like the one scene where All Might visited him in prison, and they had their talk about how everything's been going to plan for him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really about it for this season. It was a pretty great season. This is just an overall very good anime. I still feel like some characters get neglected, like not a lot of real screen time, plot focus dedicated to them. But, I mean, you know, it's fine, I guess, as long as the important characters get screen time, like Deku and Momo and Bakugo and Todoroki and Mineta, and just, yeah, just all of them. But yeah, I did kind of forget to talk about the permeation guy's quirk. But yeah, they definitely try to introduce it as being a very broken quirk, very powerful, and just something that you couldn't hope to compete against. And then you had the wall guy. He talked about how you're misunderstanding. You think he was just born with some special magical quirk? No, no, no. He just works really hard to get this to be as useful as it is. You filthy casuals don't understand how much hard work he's put into it. So, you know, just trying to say that. But I was a little bit skeptical. I mean, it looked like such a powerful quirk to me. I didn't think what there could possibly be done to improve it, but then he actually talked about his quirk and its limitations and what it does to his body and how he has to work around that. And I was like, oh, okay, I definitely get it now. Yeah, that would definitely be hard to really get that into a position where you can use it well in combat consistently and reliably. Yeah, that wouldn't be easy. I still think it's a great quirk. I still think I would love to have that quirk. Being able to pass through walls has an infinite amount of possibility as far as usefulness goes. But it's definitely not the broken quirk that it seemed like at first. I definitely get that. And I look forward to seeing more about Overhaul. Definitely seems like he'll be an interesting character. I want to see what more plans the League of Villains have in general for next season. Maybe next season our students will go on some sort of trip and the villains will find them and attack them again because we just love going back to that sort of plot point. But UA's probably learned the lesson by now. No more school trips. They never end well. They never end well. That's really all it comes down to. So yeah, it's season 4. It says it's coming soon. Hopefully soon means very soon. And I'll see you then. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.